This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for June 7, 2023, shooting at a bus park in Spanish Town, men detained. Commuters at the bus park in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, had to take cover as gunshots rang out yesterday afternoon. Loud explosions were heard in a section of the busy transport center, which sent people scampering. Cops who were in the area responded quickly, apprehending 5 men who were seen running away from the bus park in the direction of March Pen. The security forces have heightened the patrols in the areas surrounding the bus park. Construction worker charged with murder in Spanish Town. A 29-year-old man has been charged with murder and assault at a common law following an incident in Spanish Town, St. Catherine last month. Charged is Damian Shaw, otherwise known as Yarrow, Deron or Ramos, a construction worker of Salted Pond Road in the parish. Shaw is charged with the murder of 26-year-old Jermaine Richards, otherwise called Derby, of Railway Premises, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, who was shot and injured in Bushy Park in the parish before succumbing to his injuries on June 1. Shaw was subsequently arrested during a police-led operation aided by the use of Jamaica Spanish Town CCTV room. He was officially charged on June 2 after being positively identified in an identification parade. Ministry makes it easier for farm workers to report issues. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security says it will be identifying additional platforms through which farm workers can blow the whistle freely and voice their issues and complaints without fearing backlash or victimization from their handlers. The change is one of several being eyed after a group of Jamaican farm workers in Ontario, Canada last Thursday issued a distress call to the media about the subpar living and working conditions. On the heels of that appeal, Labor Minister Pernell Charles Jr. ordered an immediate investigation into the living conditions and the work environment of the particular farm. Liaison officers were directed to visit the location to provide a fulsome report on the conditions of the farm workers. On Tuesday, Charles Jr. in a further release said after receiving a fulsome brief regarding the concerns raised by the farm workers, there will be close monitoring of the situation. Going forward, Charles Jr. said he had further requested a comprehensive report from the Chief Liaison Officer regarding existing concerns and an update of general activities of the Jamaica Central Labor Organization, which is the body under which liaison officers operate. Charles Jr. in a social media post made before the statement was issued on Tuesday afternoon said an urgent meeting had been called with liaison officers for an update on existing issues and activities as part of the thrust to improve delivery of service. With a balanced and determined approach, we will advance the welfare and the suitable working and living conditions of our farm workers, he said. Farm workers have in the past complained that some of their liaison officers have ignored their concerns, modified their complaints, and taken the side of their foreign employers, leaving them to fend for themselves. On Tuesday, the minister said farm workers are encouraged to report breaches of employment to Partner Service Canada, which exists to protect workers' rights. The core responsibilities of liaison officers with respect to services offered to Jamaican seasonal workers, according to the ministry, involve help with legal matters, health issues, natural disasters, conflict resolutions, accommodation, and the return of remains. The ministry on Tuesday said meetings will be held with all stakeholders, employers, liaison officers, and farm workers, starting with the Canadian liaison officers today. It said a meeting and a review session will also be held with the fact-finding team. According to the ministry, following all meetings and based on the input received, it will make further determinations to implement additional protocols and guidelines to protect the integrity of the farm worker program. The Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, which began in 1966, is spread across 655 farms in 10 provinces. The program allows Canadian employers to hire temporary migrant workers from Mexico and 11 countries in the Caribbean to fill gaps in the country's agricultural labor market. Delivery man shot dead in Portmore gun attack. A delivery man was shot dead while transporting goods at the Portmore Parkway in Portmore, St. Catherine on Tuesday afternoon. He has been identified as 36-year-old O'Shane McLean from Dreamland Drive in Old Breton in the municipality. It was reported that around midday, McLean went to Portmore Parkway in a truck to deliver hardware items. While McLean unloaded the truck, a grey motor vehicle drove up. Police said a man armed with a handgun alighted from the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting the now deceased several times. McLean was rushed by the police, who were quickly on the scene, to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly before 1 p.m. No motive has yet been established for the killing, the police said. Ex-teacher's college student gets 18 months in prison for role in teen's murder. An ex-teacher's college student who had assisted his Trinidadian teacher friend in the gruesome 2018 murder of 13-year-old Shanoya Ray was on Monday sentenced to 1 year and 6 months in prison under a plea deal. Leonardo Madan was sentenced by Justice Scales Wilshire after he pleaded guilty to misprision of felony in the Home Circuit Court. Misprision of felony is a crime committed when a person knows that someone has been involved in a felony but fails to report it to law enforcement. Shanoya's killer, Sanju Maharaj, is serving a 34-year sentence in relation to her death and for sexually assaulting her. The girl's remains were discovered inside Maharaj's bathtub on Wally Close in Mona, St. Andrew on Friday, July 20, 2018. Maharaj had poured caustic soda and other chemicals on her body, causing it to rapidly deteriorate. Madan was found at the premises when police discovered the teen's remains. Maharaj had sexually assaulted Ray months before he lured her away from her Augustown home in St. Andrew and ended her life. He pleaded guilty to her murder last June. St. James Municipal Corporation moving to restore law and order along roadways. The St. James Municipal Corporation is moving to restore law and order following the dumping of construction materials and excavated waste on roadways across the parish. The corporation's Road and Works Department, with the support of the St. James Fire Department on Saturday, June 3, cleared several truckloads of excavated construction debris as well as construction material from a section of Patterson Avenue in the Ironshore community. Thanks to the fire department, the impacted section of the roadway was immediately washed once the debris and materials were removed. The construction material and excavated waste were left on the road by unknown persons who are said to be associated with a lot along that section of the road and were removed under the Parochial Road Act. The St. James Municipal Corporation said it will be pursuing cost recovery in respect to the funds used in the removal exercise, which could also include a caveat being taken out on the property. The corporation said it has also gleaned information that over $600,000 in property tax is owed on the property and that every legally available channel will be pursued to collect the outstanding sum. In the meantime, the St. James Municipal Corporation is advising citizens doing construction to refrain from dumping materials and/or excavated waste on the roadway, as this is a breach of the Anti-Litter Act, which also creates road safety issues for both motorists and pedestrians traversing the area. In addition, persons who are doing or are interested in doing construction are being encouraged to make contact with the Planning and Roads and Works departments at the St. James Municipal Corporation to obtain the necessary guidance, as failure to do so can result in drastic actions being taken against the developer. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.